All right. Hi, everybody. It's Ren'ee Ruble, in case any of you didn't know how to pronounce my last name, the long U. And I'm just so happy you're here. So far, we have 10 participants. So I'm figuring out the other 24 will be joining in the review video. So welcome, welcome. I'm so excited. I have not had this many in a class on Zoom before, so it's a new experience for me. We have Tanya coming in. So there we are. Hi, Tanya.
Hello.
Good finally. Yes, yes. All right, as I was telling everyone, make sure that you have the first 7 cards separated from the deck. You have the Fool with 0, and the 1 is the Magician. And then you had your class video, you know, where I talked about setting up an altar. And you know, in my beginning, when I didn't know any better, I just used my kitchen table. So it was just me and my daughter and my cats, and so it was fine there. But now that I am a seasoned tarot person, you should have eventually, you know, get yourself a nice wooden table. Wood is best, or glass. You want to stay away from plastics because plastic does not hold the energy. And we will be working with energies when we're working with the tarot. All right, here comes some more. All right. Hey, Rhonda, welcome. Now, I have been studying the tarot, and I still study. Here comes Leah. I've been studying now since probably around 1983. And when I was at UD studying to be a teacher, I did minor in counseling, psychology, and that's where I found Carl Jung, J-U-N-G, pronounced Jung, actually, but nobody knows who you're talking about when you pronounce it right. And so what I discovered is that he was a tarotist, and a lot of his psychological concepts and transformations are actually found in the tarot. And I was raised Southern Baptist, so it was not encouraged by any means. And I'm still shunned to this day. I'm shunned by over 300 people in my family. I no longer have a family because of the work that I do. They still hang on to those old time religions. I'm a devil's child. And so I just, you know, go on and make my own way. So I'm really excited that you're here. Did you have any questions on the objectives or how to set up your cards or how to set up your table? Anything like that. Okay, we're going to be a very empathic group. I see very introverted, empathic, quiet group. Okay, all right then. Well, I'm just going to get on with it then. All right, make sure that you have blessed your cards. And I don't care how you did it, but it needs to be consecrated. Consecrated means dedicated to a sacred purpose. And you want your cards will become your best friends, I hope. They have been mine. That and Reiki is the tools that I journey through this life with. And I have to be honest, it was the tarot and the Reiki that have transformed me. As I said, I was raised Southern Baptist. I was raised to be a white supremacist and a very codependent child. I was raised by a narcissist sociopath and father abandonment, which is all in the tarot, by the way. Matter of fact, your first 7 cards can get pretty heavy at times. All right, and here comes some more. All right, and then it was through the wisdom of the cards that I was able to help myself, transform myself into a woman of independence and a woman of integrity that I am today. And for me, I do operate in the tarot as a person of integrity. Okay, everybody's going to come in here at the last minute.
Hey, girl.
Hey, Lisa, beautiful. All right. There's Leah way up in Greenville. Hi, Leah. And Rhonda, you're hiding. She's in Inglewood. And
Hi.
hi, here you are. All righty. And Avery and Jen, I have no idea who that is. Okay, well, they're gone. Okay. No, you're coming. All right. Okay. So with your cards, you need to bless them with light. Hi, Rhonda.
Hello.
Hi.
Need to bless them with light. Hi.
Hi. I'm Jenny.
Hi, Jenny. Hi. Nice to meet
Hi,
you.
how are you?
I've never met you before. But if you
No.
on here, you and Missy May, I have not met in person. And Nicole, I don't think I've met you in person either. And neither you, Tanya. So welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
I'm really, really a stickler for making sure that your cards are blessed. All right. Also, while we're sitting here, I want you to rub your palms together.
Okay.
And we are going to do the white light protection. I would like you to white light yourself every time you get ready to use your card. But also I do white light. Those of you who are Reiki know how punched up I am about this. If you're going to enter into metaphysics and the occult world, and tarot is considered the occult because it is mysticism. And you can get answers from the unknown and the unseen with him. So this is why you must be sure your cards are sort of like being with the Ouija board, which don't ever touch that. I could tell you stories. So the tarot is the same way. Remember, no matter how good the tool is, it's whose hands it's in that makes the intention pure or not. And so we're going to do the white light protection. All right, so
Okay.
I want you to hold your palms up. All right, and hopefully you can feel this. Okay, I want you to imagine your holy source. Mine is Archangel Michael. You can use whatever you want. And but I want you to imagine your holy source beaming down white light all the way through the heavens, to the top of your head, your face, your chest, your back, your tummy, your hips, your thighs, your calves, your feet, out the bottom of your feet, all the way down into the core of the earth. And in that core of the earth, I want you to send down red roots, just like a tree, anchoring yourself deep into the earth. Everything in spirit you do in 3. So once again, blasting yourself, white light coming down from the heavens and to your crown, to the top of your head, your chest, your tummy, your hips, your thighs, your calves, your feet, out into the earth. All the way down, down, down. Beautiful ruby red roots anchoring you in. Once again, from the heavens coming down through your head, your chest, your tummy, your hips, your thighs, your calves, your feet, all the way down. So you're standing in this brilliant white column of rain. From left shoulder front and around you, I want you to twist this light, spin this light around you 3 times and push it out 50 feet. Push it out. You can wrap your house, wrap your family, wrap your car, wrap your office. This is where you wrap people.
Go see it, hey.
Yes. And then over that, you're going to pour gold light over your head, down to your feet. And at your feet, you're going to shoot up purple flames. Purple flames all around you to burn off any negative thought forms or diminished, unhealed energy that should come your way. And always in the light, be grateful. In your power, we are protected. In your light, we are connected. In your grace, we are loved. And we are one, so let it be. I do this in the morning, and I do it at night before I sleep because I do astral travel. And so it helps to protect you. All right, so thank you very much. Okay, the first card we're going to get into is the Fool. So I want to just jump right in here. Let me find this real quick. All right. Somebody's saying something. What?
I'm trying to figure out how to pause.
Okay.
The full.
All right. I want to.
So, okay.
All right. The Fool is a first card in your deck. Your major arcana is what we're going to be working with this first month. The major arcana were the original cards. The minor 1 through 10 did not get added until the mid 1800s. They do not know, there's an exact time in history where the cards have come from. They found it in Egyptian tombs. France was big on the tarot. Of course, Ireland, Germany even. So, but they don't know where it exactly originated. So we're all fools at one time or another. The Fool is the card of God, and that's why he is 0. He's not really included in the other major arcana as far as his numbers. It is God experiencing himself through the activities of humans, and a newborn baby would also be considered the Fool. You know, you are born perfect, and then you go through life and you gather experiences which can add or diminish your light. So the Fool and Spirit has given me certain words to use with these cards. I'm an associative retainer. Certain words, certain letters help me to retain. So the Fool is the first card of the deck. He's also the first experience of anything and everything. You've never experienced the situation when you get the Fool in your reading. But he is divinely protected. And so he is fearless. He doesn't even know to be afraid. As in the picture, he's getting ready to walk off the cliff. He doesn't really look too concerned. He has faith, because he doesn't know any better, that he's going to be protected, and he is divinely protected. 3 cards in the deck are divinely protected: the Fool, the High Priestess, and the Star. The Star is my most favorite card. All right. So he's fearless no matter what the experience, whether the experience is going to be good or bad for you, you will be okay. To have faith and believe that you're going to be okay. He's also fun. A lot of times when you get the Fool, it's time for you to kind of relax and kick back. You know, go push those boundaries. Go travel somewhere you've never been before. He will represent a new beginning for you, a new beginning of anything, and a whole new path is revealed. He's also representative of the space between stories. For instance, I'm in that right now. I haven't quite ended my old story, and I'm not too sure what I want the new story to look like. And so I've asked God, well, what do we do in that space between one story and another? He said, you strengthen what you have. And so I'm waiting, and it's happening. It has been happening for the last 2 weeks. I'm waiting to get my new story from the Holy, and what I need to be doing, what I need to be focused on. And so actually Spirit told me, I just added this space between stories this week, is you're waiting for the new story to emerge. So the Fool, most all the cards, he has red. On the herbal deck, the red is attached to his cap, and the red is in his knapsack. The red is power. And so the Fool receives his power from the Holy. and different colors. This is why I wanted you to keep your deck simple. This way you learn the basics. When you have red, red is power. When you have blue, blue is peace and emotion. When you have yellow, yellow is creativity. And so most of the original basic cards look like the old time 1950s coloring book. The very, very simple red, blue, green, yellow, rainbow colors. But this way you get to know. So if you get the Fool in your reading, it means it's a brand new experience coming for you, to be receptive and to be open for it. Now, how do you find out if that experience is going to be good or bad? You look to the cards after it, particularly the next major arcana. And so if you get the Star or the Sun after the Fool, you know it's going to be a wonderful experience. Enter the waiting room. If you get the Devil after the Fool, you know you probably have a problem. Okay, meeting admit. All right, so I want to stop share. Okay, there we go. All right, somebody, iPad. Hi, iPad, coming in. I said 2 people were waiting, but I don't see. Okay. So the next card is, remember, the Fool just receives from the Holy, whatever is coming. And then the next card is the Magician. This to me is the most powerful card in the deck. So I'm going to share the Magician, just a second. Here we are. All right. So here we are. We have the Rider-Waite on the left and the herbal deck on the right. All right, the Magician receives his seed, whatever that inspiration, whatever that idea is. He is the original manifester. So he receives his seed through his crown. And God gave me all these C's for the Magician. So the crown is where we receive truth and inspiration and ideas. All right, it's also where we connect to the Holy. He is a co-creator. He works with God and he works with his guides to co-create his world. Whatever your heaven on earth is, that is what the manifester, the Magician, is here to show you, is how to create a new life for yourself. He is the law of attraction. What you think about is what you attract. He is self-conscious. He creates the I am. This is where the baby wakes up and says, ooh, fire, hot, water, wet, all right, drugs, bad, this is good. And so, you know, the great I am is a very powerful words. Whatever comes after the I am is how you create your world. That's why you have to be careful in what you think and what you say. I am sick. I am in pain. I am good. I am bad. I am fat. I am whatever. All right. These actually create your world. The Magician does not say any word that he does not want in his reality. I'll say that again. The Magician does not say any word that he does not want in his reality. He keeps his word positive and self-supporting. He is connected to the highest truth for the highest truth in his life. He is the communion, uses communion to listen and connects for higher guidance. He's also very focused and very concentrated. When he wants something in his life, he spends many hours a day using tools, doing affirmation, doing rituals or whatever it is he wants to do, vision boards or whatever, to make sure that his dream is going to come into reality. He's very creative. His tools are the aces, the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles. And so he's always, you can see the tools on the card. He's always picking up those aces and doing something with it. So whenever you get the Magician in your reading, you look to see what kind of tools he's going to be working with. Is your reading going to be predominantly Wands, Cups, Swords, or Pentacles? And so we'll get into that in the second month. The communication, he is the namer. I am successful. I am prosperous. I am healthy. And so he names his world. He creates his world through the word. Ceremony, he's really into sacred ritual. He and the high priestess are very ritualistic people, ceremonious people. And so, you know, many of us have rocks and stones and crystals, totems, whatever colors that we love to work with, oils and essences and that type of thing. And so he gets really serious about his rituals. I know from new moon to full moon, I am in affirmation time. And I do light candles and I do my affirmations and I usually work with a vision board. And so this is to me, the most powerful card in the deck is the Magician, because he creates all of his world after it. Now, when you get him in your reading, it's time for, he's telling you, hey, you have a superpower. It's time to manifest. It's time to write those affirmations. It's time to let the universe know what you want in your world. And so basically his question is, what do you want? What do you want? Let's get at it, okay? And so the first thing you have to kind of look at is what you don't have, what you feel is missing in your life. And so that's where you start with your new seeds. Well, if something's missing, then you have to give it to yourself. So he's a firm believer that if something is missing in your life, you are the one who needs to give it to yourself. And you're saying, but Renee, I'd love to have my beloved. I'd love to have my man. Well, first, you need to make yourself look like love. And so this is what he believes in. And I'll be offering a class in manifesting coming up this fall. For instance, and now I'm there too. We all want love in our life. And so do you look like love? Do you sound like love? Do you speak in love? Do you think you are deserving of love? How do you talk to your inner self, your inner divine male? Do you put him down? Do you, when you see couples walking together, do you get, oh, that'll never happen to me? No, you say, oh, that's what I want, Lord. That's what I want right there. See that love? See that togetherness? See that companionship? That's for me. I give thanks for my divine beloved. So on your papers, I gave you the formula for manifesting. And it is, today I give thanks for. Very simple words, extremely powerful and extremely magical. Today, now, you keep it in the now, as if you already attained it. I give thanks. You already received it by saying those words. So you give gratitude. I give thanks for. And as much as possible, use the I am. I am this, I am prosperous, I'm gainfully employed, I am receiving love, I am, I have cooperative supporting people around me. Whatever it is, I am owning my home. You know, I have X amount of dollars in the bank. And that's another thing, the universe needs specifics. So you want money. So you give thanks for, today I give thanks for $5,000 in my savings account or more. So be very aware of what you're speaking and thinking. Thoughts are things, and he's here to remind you, thoughts have power. When you think a thought, it travels to the source. Now, in manifesting, we think a thought because we haven't gotten it yet in our reality. These thoughts use quantum physics, and they travel to a vortex that you cannot see, but it's there. And it's called the tipping point or the crisis point. You think and you affirm and you affirm and you affirm, and suddenly that vortex gets heavy enough that it actually falls into your reality. And that's what manifesting is all about. Those of us who have gotten good at manifesting, we can manifest within minutes and hours. He's very commitment oriented. When he wants something, he's on it daily. He just doesn't write it and forget about it. And this is something, he's very directed. He's very focused. He's very concentrated. And when he really wants something, he goes after it till he becomes a mighty hunter. So be very present moment. This is why we speak in I am, I have. We don't ask for when, or we don't ask for when it gets here, or I can't even think of future oriented words because I don't go there. I'm very present moment. So speak as if you've already gotten it. Be very honest, and that means the absence of deception. Discernment, you'll get into when you get into the judgment card. He does not share his goals and secrets. A lot of times if you share your goals and secrets, people will put it down, or why do you want that? Or, oh God, that's going to be hard to get. He doesn't share his thoughts. He keeps it private. He and the high priestess are extremely secretive when it comes to their manifesting and their rituals. And so just remember that. Don't share your information with other people unless you know they are 100% on your team. All right, I don't see anybody else. Okay. All right. The next one is my favorite, and that is the high priestess. And I'm going to share for that. All right. There we go. Check my phone, make sure, see if I got anybody texting me. I can't get in. Let me in. Uh-oh, Nicole. Oh, I don't know. I don't see you, Nicole. You left.
It's under Elizabeth. She said it was her daughter. She's on her daughter's Zoom.
Oh, there you are. Okay. All right. Hang on. I gotta answer Nicole. Come back. Come back. All right.
I'm here, Renee.
Oh, there you are. Okay. All right.
This is iPad.
That's good. I see you now. Okay.
Okay.
Hi, honey.
Hi, honey.
All right. Okay, there we are. All right, the high priestess. We have the Rider-Waite on the left, the herbal deck, and Morgan Greer on the right. I know some of you asked about Morgan Greer, so I included some of those cards in here. The high priestess is what you all are. So, you know, how wonderful. You're going to get to know her personally. She, just like the magician uses the crown for receiving his information, he passes that seed to his subconscious, which is the high priestess, and the high priestess uses her third eye. The third eye is used to make she's the vision holder. She's the visionary. So he receives the seed, I want a car. She takes that seed and she goes, okay, is it going to be a Lamborghini or a Kia or a Jeep or what is it going to be? And so she's the one that places the vision of exactly how that seed's going to look. So she is also considered to have superpowers. She uses her third eye chakra, which is held just like the hat band around your head. And the right side of the face is also very intuitive. And so we use this whole area as our intuitive light. The right eye is considered the intuitive eye. It's the one that's used to see. But remember, the right side of the brain controls the left side. The right side of the head controls the left side of the brain. She is a teacher rather than a mother. And so she may not even like children. I was kind of like that. I didn't really want children, but I was a teacher. And my daughter knows, you know, I am a Cancer. And so I was mothering with her, but don't bring me other people's kids. I just don't know what to do with them. And she's the same way. If they can be taught and they're well behaved, she's happy about it. And so the High Priestess is not mothering, but she shares her wisdom. She loves to teach. In your reading, if you get the High Priestess in your reading, she has something to tell you or to show you. And so you look to the cards after her, particularly the next major arcana. The next major arcana will kind of inform you what you need to know. And so remember, she is the hidden mysteries, and she will reveal something to you. She is a psychic. She uses all the clairs, clair essence. I don't even know them anymore. You know, you sight, you hear, you touch, you smell. So all of those, she's the one, she's the master of that. She is a seeker and a seer. She'll sit in meditation and she'll pray. She'll attempt to do everything she can to receive information from the spirit world. She's also a medium. She is self-knowing. This is her power and her gift. She has to learn to trust her intuition and trust that the information that she's been given is accurate and true. I have been intuitive since I was aware, somewhere around 2 or 3. And I saw things and heard things. Of course, my family didn't. And, you know, my mom used to say, don't tell anybody else what you just told me. But I had to learn in my life that what I saw or what I dreamed or what I thought was accurate. And my mom's sisters used to call me the dreamer because I would dream things, predictions, and then I'd tell mom and they'd come true. You know, whenever the family would get sick or they were going to die, I would have dreams. And sure enough, within days or weeks, it would happen. And so that was their nickname for me, was the dreamer. A lot of times when you are psychic or intuitive, the universe will use the dream time to kind of groom you, because that's when they can stop the chatter and begin to work with you. So for me, when I started doing the tarot, I gave my readings free for 1 year because I needed to make sure that the information that I was receiving and that was showing itself on the table was accurate. Now it's been well over 40 years, and yeah, I finally trust myself. However, when I do my own readings, I gave myself a reading today and I was like, oh hell, I don't know what this says. So I just pulled it up. So when you read for yourself, a lot of times it's a little bit more difficult when you read for other people, and we'll get into that later. The subconscious. Remember, the magician is the conscious. The high priestess is the subconscious. So she rules emotion and the intuition. Once again, she's single. She does not partner as in marriage. She partners for pleasure or ritual. There is a ritual in Wiccan in pagan times called bringing down the moon or drawing down the moon. Always sex involved with that. I wouldn't know. I've never gone to anything like that, but I have friends who have. Like, you won't catch me there. And so when you have the high priestess in your reading, she asks you, what do you need to know? What's important for you to know in order to go through a new gate, in order for you to understand a new path? So when you get her in your reading, she's asking you, the only way we're going to know this is if you sit in meditation and you honor your intuition and you listen to the voice. The next card, oh, quiet, I'm sorry, the neighbor's dog went out, so now mine are going to have to add their 2 cents in. Okay, the next card is the Empress. Quiet, quiet. That's my little yappy palm. Okay, chat. Somebody, we have met, but it was, oh, who's Melissa? Where are you, Melissa? Melissa, Missy May. Oh, you belong to Sharon. Oh, how nice. From Tanya, hey, if you aren't speaking, can you mute? I don't know. You want me to mute? I don't know how you'd hear anything. Okay, hang on. All right, we're gonna
You
go
actually
and
mute everybody.
oh, mute everybody. Oh,
You can mute everyone.
how do you do that? I would mute. Select a microphone. Select. I'm not going to touch anything. Oh God, I just touched it. I'm not going to touch anything because I don't know what I'm doing on here. I'm lucky to get out of these little boxes. Suki, quiet, or I'll have to put you in another room. All right, Empress. Quiet. Shh. Quiet, quiet, quiet. All right, the Empress. Come here. Come here. Come here. Here is the noisemaker. Gonna sit with me for a little bit, just like you do with your children. You're misbehaving, you pull them up in your lap, right? All right, now the high priestess and the magician are single. If the high priestess decides to get married, then she becomes the empress as well. And so the empress is a wife, a mother, grandmother, or a mother role, or a mother authority in your life. She gathers, she's like Betty Crocker. She gathers for parties, for dinner. She loves to have her family around. And, you know, she's also pregnant. So she expands whatever seed she's working on. So when you, let's say you're asking a question about work and you get the Empress, you're like, what does being married or a wife have to do, or being a mother have to do with work? Well, she's telling you there's a seed that needs to be fertilized. There's a seed that needs to be nurtured and given to and encouraged and expanded. And so she is the expander of any seed energy that you get. All right, she gives. She's the one who teaches you how to give to yourself and to give to others and to be empathetic. She's also very giving. She's an abundant giver. And she's very nurturing. So she gives care and attention and comfort. She's comforting, so she has mothering qualities. She's fertile. Most of the time she's pregnant, and so usually indicates pregnancy in a card. There are certain cards that need to be with her to indicate pregnancy, and we'll get that when we get into the minors. She's a creatress. She and the high priestess use their creativity. For instance, you know, in my home, you know, when I gather for spiritual teachings or with Reiki, I am operating as the high priestess and the empress. In my classes, I serve a lot of food. My students tell me, Renee, you shouldn't spend so much money on that. That's when I'm operating as the empress. You know, I need to make sure everybody's fed, everybody's going to be, you know, not going hungry, everybody's taken care of. I open my home for my classes. That's also me operating as an empress. Come into my home, whatever I have, I share with you. She loves her home. She's very domestically inclined. And so her seed is, what do you need to nurture? A lot of times you'll get her card when it's telling you, you need to take better care of yourself. Have you taken your vitamins today? Have you salted yourself? Whatever it is that you need to be doing, have you drank enough water? And so when you get the Empress in your reading, she will look at you either as your mother, your grandmother, or you as a mother. Now they have all started. Okay. All right. So that's the Empress. I'm sorry about all the noise. It's all because of the neighbor. Had to let her dogs out. All right. Now, when the magician partners, he becomes an emperor. Or individuals can mute themselves. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm still watching these chats. I think you're the only one who knows how to do that, Tanya. You're going to have to come over and give me lessons. All right, this is the emperor. All right, so the emperor is a married man. That's how a lot of my clients come for readings. I go, oh, you've met somebody, and they won't say anything. No, not really. I go, what, is he married? How do you know that? Well, he shows up as the emperor. That's why. How I found out that my ex-fiance got married is he went from the King of Cups to an emperor. And he was like, how do you know this stuff? You forget who you were engaged to. All right, so the emperor is a married man. He's also father figure. And this is where the readings become stern. They become serious because he's very much about taking care of his kingdom. Now, he can be your dad or he can be your husband who is a father. But he will tell you under no certain circumstances, he is in charge of his kingdom. He is a doer. He doesn't just sit there, although most cards have him sitting, but he uses all of the tools. Once again, he's like the magician. He uses every tool available to him to control his kingdom. All right, you guys need to be quiet. He's a get-her-done king. Now, when you learn the kings, the emperor has power over all kings. He's disciplined. Quit it. He makes sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. He's very firm and he's very stern. I don't want you doing that. Don't leave your car unlocked. Don't park over there in the dark. Did you lock your house? Where are your keys? You know, that's that inner voice inside that's being your dad. Where in your life do you need protecting? Do you need to install a door cam? Now, this is a big one. And this is something that I wish I could change for all humanity, is he is the one who gives you your self-esteem and your self-worth. Our fathers. And most earth angels have grown up with either absent fathers or emotionally unavailable fathers. Very few of us got to grow up with present moment, healthy-minded dads. But he is the one who teaches you your self-worth. Don't let that guy talk to you like that. What do you mean he stood you up on your date and you're going back out? He draws his boundaries. He's the one who teaches you boundaries. He stands you up. He doesn't give you a call the next day. You say no next time he asks you out. You hold your boundaries. Now it's taken me 70 years, but I finally got it figured out. A month ago, I went on Match for a few minutes, for 2 days. I lasted 2 days on Match. It ain't pretty. And this one guy was really awesome, you know, had a great personality, cancer. Okay, we can get along. He loved wolves. And I'm like, okay. And so he goes, well, I'll call you Sunday and I'll set up a date and time. We can go out. I said, okay, great, fine. Well, come Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay, 15 days later, he goes, hey, what'd you do? You haven't heard from you. I go, well, number one, you said you didn't like to text, so I've left you alone. Number two, you said you were going to call me and set up a time to go out. Oh, you know, things happen. I'm like, well, okay, here comes Dad. I like a man who says what he means and means what he says. And you said you'd call me and you said we were going out 2 weeks ago. And so, sorry about your luck, but I want a man who walks his talk. Oh, I was so awesome. It was so awesome. I loved myself so much because, oh, in my past, I would have said, oh, that's all right. No, 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 got us up. This girl now carries a sword. And by golly, he's going to be awesome. The next guy, if I ever get him. So this is a guy who in your head is saying, hold those boundaries. He is order and reason and power. So let's think about it. We came from the high priestess, which is intuition and emotion, and the emperor, which is big and expansive and fluffy and happy and love. And now comes the emperor, says, okay, all that's nice, but we're also on this planet. We need to take care of our temple. He is your foundation layer. He's going to say priorities. What are your priorities here? A lot of people live on their own. So, you know, security, home, protection, family. All right. So he's going to tell you, honor your priorities. Let's get it together. Control. He teaches balance and stability and security. He's all about the money. Do you have enough money in your savings? Do you have enough money? Are you earning enough money? Do you need to work 2 jobs? Do you need to go ask about a raise? He's going to tell you, you can't keep your debt down if you go out and charge your bills. He's very practical. Don't bring him emotion. He's very logical and reasonable and practical. Protection. Are you safe? Where are you not safe? Do you need to, you know, lock your car? Do you need to make sure your door is locked? Do you need to get cameras outside? Finances. There can't be a kingdom if you don't have financial support. And so he's going to ask you, what are your 4 corners or your priorities of your foundations of your life? So he's going to tell you, you need to get your temple together. He's actually very powerful in himself. Now, we have the empress and we have the emperor. We have the father and the mother. And so a very important transformational concept comes out of these two. And we'll get to that in the lovers. Any questions so far? All right, we have the magician who says it's time to meditate and receive the seed and then affirm that seed. We have the high priestess who's going to give that seed a vision. We have the empress who's married and having children, and she shares her kingdom. And she's very nurturing and very loving. And we have the emperor who says, okay, we need to get this kingdom together. What is the most important thing we need? So he's kind of on your earth level. He's going to say, get a good job, get a good home, make sure you're protected, make sure you have enough money, make sure you're safe. So he's going to deal with a lot of that earthly, mundane stuff that he has to do. Okay, the next one is the high priest or the Hierophant. There we go. All right, so that is Rider-Waite, Herbal, and Morgan Greer. Whenever you get the high priest in your reading, he's telling you God's here. And so immediately you know God wants to spend some time with you. And so usually in communion. And so as human beings having a spiritual experience, one of the first things that you need to answer for yourself is who or what is your God? Is it some old guy on a throne? Are you a fundamentalist? Or are you pagan? Or are you an atheist? Are you shaman, which is what I am? All right, I learned very early I was not a fundamentalist. Now, Mom took me to church when I was 5, and the preacher told her, you need to keep her in Sunday school. She asked too many questions. Oh, I've been a troublemaker from the get-go. All right, so the high priest or the Hierophant will say, what is your spiritual nature? And that's one of the first things that you could have answered as you entered this spiritual journey is what is your holy? Do you have a holy? Is that tree your holy? Are you the holy? All right, so you need to be clear on that. Your spiritual truth. And here when we get into, after you learn all the major arcanas, we're going to really get into the spiritual laws. And these are spiritual laws that man really doesn't dictate. It is what it is, and it's set up that way. For instance, one of them would be cause and effect. Usually something happens for something else to happen. All right, so that's the spiritual law of cause and effect. The spiritual voice, that's that inner consciousness telling you, you know better to pick up that pack of cigarettes. You know better to do that drug. Or you know better, you're married, what are you doing over here with Mr. Good Looking? All right, he's that inner voice that keeps chatting at you. You know better. Don't be doing that. I'm watching. He's the critic. He's going to tell you, no, 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 no. You don't need to be doing that. He is also the spiritual judge. This is good, that's bad. Spiritual consciousness, he's going to always tell you to take the high road. So when you get him in the reading, you may be looking at some choices for yourself, some options for yourself. One option is, man, that guy looks good. The other option is, man, he's married. Or, he's a bad boy. So the high priest is going to tell you simply don't go there. Spiritual community and church. A lot of times I will get him, and I'll have certain cards around him which we'll learn, like the 3 of Cups is one of them. Spiritual fellowship. This is how I know when it's time for me to gather in my spiritual development class. I will usually get the High Priestess and or the Hierophant and the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups belongs to the Empress. She gathers. And so do you need to find, and I know most of us are solo practitioners. Most of us feel we can't go to church because we'll be judged. But that's why I like to hold my spiritual classes, because a lot of my students make friends that way. All of us, we're human. We desire to have that community and that fellowship and to find other like-minded people. He will tell you, come to me, you'll be safe. And so his question on the table when you get him is, God is here. It's time for you to pray and come meditate and spend time with me. So in other words, God wants to have a conversation with you. All right, so the next card is the Lovers. Everybody wants the Lovers on their table. Well, Lovers doesn't always necessarily mean love. Okay, here we are. All right. It's interesting. I couldn't find the herbal deck Lovers on the internet anywhere, so I had to take a picture of it. The Lovers. The ancient name of the high priest was the voice. That voice that keeps you honest, that keeps you doing the right thing. The ancient name of the Lovers is the choice. The choice of opposites. And also vice or virtue. And this is where you learn from that high priest. Remember, you're supposed to take the high road. And so when you get over here in the Lovers, and that's why you see God or an angel looming over the couple, it's like, remember, you're supposed to take the high road. The companions, Lovers, doesn't necessarily mean your loving mate. It can be your family or your best friends. So how do you know when it means love? Is when you get the Two of Cups with it. The Two of Cups and the Lovers is usually when it means a romantic love. Your divine beloved. So when you're trying to manifest your beloved, I know in my early days I said, I give thanks for my husband. Suddenly I was attracting husbands all over the place. And I'm like, what did I say? And I said, okay, I need to change that. My husband, and they're like, no, you can have her husband too. So I had to change it to divine beloved. And so that is romantic true love. Lovers can be family and friend. And so when you get the Lovers on the table, the question is, do you want a relationship? And also the choice, what do you need to let go of to have the goal you want? Somehow, the word there, conjectio, I saved that one to last, and it's called the sacred conjectio. The sacred conjectio is the most empowered belief system, behavior, transformation that a human can do for themselves. It is the cure for codependency. When I mention the words authentic, self-authority, self-sovereign, you are a sovereign space. You are a sovereign being. You are a being of authority. You are a being of authenticity. We are talking about one of the deepest transformations that you can possibly go through. And it's called the sacred conjunctio. And on your papers, you were given the long version of all the questions of being a mother and all the questions about being a father. Carl Jung come up with the concept that we are 6 personalities in one. The right side of the energy body is male. Our divine masculine is our father, hunter, warrior. The father tells you to get your kingdom together, make yourself stable, secure, make sure you're looking at your priorities, and make sure you're safe and you have enough money. Hold your boundaries. The hunter, okay, you lost your job or you need a job. So you're going to go get a resume. You're going to start networking with people. You know, you're going to tell people, I need this job. You know, keep your eyes and ears open for me. That's the hunter. The hunter goes and gets what you need. And the warrior defends you. You defend that self-esteem. You hold yourself in boundaries. You don't allow anyone to disrespect you. On the left side of the energy body, you are female. You are goddess, mother, witch, or warrioress, Amazon. The goddess receives what she needs from the holy. The mother says, you're going to clean your room, you're going to take your vitamins, you're going to drink enough water. You know, did you shower today? Do you have everything that you need to take care of yourself? The warrioress, once again, she defends her self-esteem. No one disrespects the goddess. And so this is empowerment. When you become your own inner parents, you are now in power. And if you're doing it correctly, no one will disrespect or manipulate you or go narcissist on you ever again. You are no longer a codependent when you become interdependent on your own divine masculine and your own divine feminine. You are now one and you are whole. And it's a most wonderful thing to happen. Is you no longer allow people to manipulate you or to lie to you. You don't hesitate to let toxic relationships go. You no longer have to defend or explain yourself. Your truth is sovereign. And when we get to the strength card, which is number 8 after the chariot, we're going to talk about that spiritual core. And this is the second phase of empowerment. Many of us came from codependency. You know, my mother was a narcissist sociopath. The damage that woman did to me, I was in counseling for 20 years. The moment I cut the cords from her and I started saying no, 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 was the day I was born again. I became my own parent. My father left me a long time ago when I was 5. I didn't even know what are men for? What are we supposed to do with them? No wonder my first marriage was awful. I didn't even know what I was supposed to do with him. I didn't know how to behave. No one taught me the healthy aspects of male and female, mother, father, wife, and husband. I had no idea. But oh, little codependent me went right off and did it. Bless his heart. That's why I'm easily able to forgive him, even though he was a beater and he did hurt me, injured my spine. That's why I'm gimpy today. But we should have never gotten married. We didn't know what the hell we were doing. The day I embraced my sacred conjunctio was the day I was born. And no man ever treated me badly ever again, because I'm no longer a desperate woman. I know many of my clients are single and looking, and oh my God, the relationships they bring to the table, it's just incredible. One I had today, I caught it. She was being groomed for a sex slave. She didn't understand what was going on. Holy smokes. I was just like, oh my God. It's out there. They're out there. They're a real thing. But if you have this in your life, then no one will ever disrespect you, dishonor you, manipulate you, lie to you, deceive you in any way. No one will ever, ever have power over you again. And so for me, this is the second most powerful phase that a human can go to. The first one being the magician, practicing manifesting. The second one is the sacred conjunctio. And so lovers don't exactly mean lovers, only if you get the Two of Cups and some of the other love cards. All right, any questions up to now? You guys are sure quiet. I will have to leave by 7:30. If noise comes, individuals, okay. I see somebody. Aaron, that was my Aaron. Okay, you guys know how to use the chat, and I don't, so go you. All right, now the last card of the 7 is the Chariot. All right, now, quiet, the dogs are getting hungry. When the Chariot is in your reading, you always want to see who gets to go for a ride. Is it you or is it somebody else? Whoever gets to ride in the Chariot is the person of power. In your dreams, any of you ever dreamed that you're driving or you're a passenger in a car? Whoever has the most control in your life is in the driver's seat. And you should hope that it's you. So in your dreams, whoever is driving has the most power in your life. So when you get the Chariot, he's going to tell you, you need to get a grip. You need to get control of your life so we can get going. And so he's going to tell you, you made the right light choice with the Lovers, which remember is the holy choice. He's divinely driven. He's in passionate pursuit of his dream, given by the holy. He's very devoted. What are you willing to fix? This is what he's going to ask you. What do you need to fix in your life? Divinely directed, he takes the path less traveled. Let's face it, being an earth angel, you know, we don't have the easiest of lives. Divinely done, taking that high road, and it can mean your vehicle. It can actually mean the car or the truck or the motorcycle or bicycle, whatever you drive, it can actually mean that too. Now, because the high priest said, take the high road, and the Lover said, we have a choice, take the high road. This is the card that says you have victory over ego and your shadow side. So those Lovers showed up, and this bad boy dude showed up in your life. And man, he's a Scorpio. He's charming. He looks so fine. But you know damn well he drinks, you know, he can't keep a job. And you just need to keep on walking. And so this is where you don't fix them anymore. You don't rescue them anymore. And so you keep on walking. And so you're the one that gets to ride in that Chariot as fast as you can go away from that Scorpio. 4 signs bring women to my table. Without a doubt, number 1 is the Scorpio man. Close second, right on his heels is the Gemini man. The third is a Sagittarian male. Sagittarian men are like being with cats. When they want you, they're all over you. And when they don't, they could care less. Tails in the air and they don't give you any time. The next one is a Cancer man. They either want their mommies or I don't know, they're just kind of needy or something. I don't, even though I'm a Cancer, I won't date Cancer men. All right, daytime fears. This is what the Chariot handles. How's the job doing? You know, you live in an apartment, you live in a house. What is your mundane goals? The moon rules your deep, dark psychological fears. The Chariot rules your daytime mundane fears. And he'll tell you, okay, you know, you just got downsized, so get that resume together, get a hold of people, let's get out there. So he'll tell you it's not a time to sit down. The Chariot moves. He does not sit. What needs to be balanced or brought into control? So you notice, you know, he's got a grip on the reins. We have the dark and the light lion. All right, we have the steady wheels. All right, so but he's got control of everything. And so what is out of balance? Is it your finances? Are you charging too much? Do you need to get your debt paid down? You know, do you need to be saving up for a car? Has your house gotten too messy? So he's going to tell you, we need to fix this. It's time to get a grip, get control, and get going. All right, so there they go again. All right, so we go from the fool who knows nothing, and that's how you're going to look at this experience. You know nothing. Assume nothing. It's going to be different than you've ever experienced in your life. And then you go to the magician who receives an inspiration. And so now he's going to say, ooh, I want this. And so he goes about his business and manifesting. He gives it to the high priestess and she uses her subconscious and her vision to create. She creates the vision. Okay, we received a seed of an apple. I want an apple. Or is it going to be a Granny Smith or is it going to be an apple pie? So she's the one who will determine what exactly that vision is going to be. She hands it to the Empress, who will expand that vision, gather information or whatever she needs for that vision. She gives it to the Emperor, who's going to say, okay, where's the recipe? We got to gather the flour. We got to do this. We got to do that. Okay, you notice I chose pie. Okay, all right. You won't see me eating a plain old apple. And so I will gather all the tools I need to make that pie for myself. And then I'll hand it to the high priest and I'll say blessings over this apple pie. And so he will say, you take the high choice, the better choice. I kind of failed that one, I guess, probably just to eat the apple. All right. And then they hand it to the lovers, which then makes the higher choice. So you share that apple pie with your neighbors so you're not eating the whole thing. And then you get in the chariot. You were a good girl. You didn't eat the whole pie. And so there you go. So you've made it victoriously to the chariot. So when you get the fool in your reading, it means that something new is coming. Don't be afraid of it. Look excited. Have faith. It's going to be good. Quiet. When you get the magician in the reading, it's time to manifest. What do you want? What's your dream? What's your goal? When you get the high priestess, it's time to meditate. Do we need, and now she teaches the Hermetic sciences. So we need to look at numerology. Quiet. We need to study the tarot. What are the moon phases going on? That type of thing. And so when you get the Empress in the reading, it's time to mother yourself, or is there issues with you being a mother or of your mother? When you get the Emperor, anything about your dad, anything about your husband as a father, or do you need to father up in your life? And then in the high priest, do you need to spend time in communion and with the holy? Do you need to go join a group? Is there a higher voice that you need to listen to? Now, the minor arcanas, I love using the minors because they'll tell you more details about what you need. Quiet. And then the lovers is, do you want a relationship? Is there a choice that you need to make? And then the chariot, look what you've done. Is there something with your car? Do you need to get everything together? Okay, so I have one more share. Quiet. All right, here's one. Okay, there, oh, there it is. Okay, so what do these cards have in common? The Magician, the Hierophant, and the High Priestess. One you haven't, which three you haven't learned. The Nine of Pentacles, the Star, and the Hermit. What these cards have in common is that they are solitary, they are not partnered, they are independent, they are self-sufficient, they are self-aware. Especially the Magician, the Hierophant, and the High Priestess are of the holy essence. They represent God on earth. The top three are manifestors and visionaries. They also do service. They have great faith. They also live in gratitude. Most of them are energy workers, light workers, and healers. The Magician also is a healer. He will usually do some sort of energy healing like Reiki or pranic healing or something like that. The Hierophant, not necessarily so. He's more involved in where do I go to meet like-minded people to discuss spiritual things. And so he's more about what spiritual information can I find. Now, the High Priestess usually is a healer. She'll use herbs and oils and essences. She'll use energy healing to take care of her temple. The top three and the Hermit usually live in a temple type existence. They will have rocks and stones and crystals and oils and pictures and totems and whatever else to decorate their room or their home, or in my case, this home is also my temple. So the top three will ask you, where can you have a temple in your home? Where can we have an altar in our home? Where can we have a place of communion and meditation and prayer? And so those top three will tell you it's time for you to create sacred space. All right. Okay. Any questions about what we've gone under? The first 7 are pretty easy. They are the archetypes of humanity. I heard a voice.
It was me.
Hey, hi, Kara.
Do you read the cards in reverse, or do you only read them upright?
Okay, I do reversals, but we're not going to do reversals tonight. All right. What I do is I give you information. The second class, I will review that information and add to it. We won't get to the shadow sides until we get to the 3rd week. Because if I gave you the shadow side now, you would just tilt. For instance, all right, let's give you one. What would be the shadow side of the Magician? The Magician who sits in communion with the holy, he wants to receive a divine seed. The shadow side of the Magician is, my will be done. I want what I want. I don't care how I get it, who it hurts, or what I gotta run over to get it. Shadow side of the High Priestess. I don't know. Was that a message? oh, I don't know. Do I trust this voice? Do I trust what I hear? All right, so the shadow side and all the cards are represented by the devil. He is the last week, the third week of the class. The devil brings the shadow. What he brings to the fool is, you're gonna walk off that cliff, stupid. All right, open your eyes. The magician is, go ahead, get what you want. No matter who it hurts or what you do to get it, go for it. Use that sword. Manipulate, connive, deceive, plot. Do whatever you can to get it. And the high priestess, I ain't telling. You're gonna have to figure it out yourself. So he plants seeds of doubt in her. The empress, you'll never be pregnant. You'll never be married. You're just gonna be an old crone for the rest of your life. The emperor. Now, how he gets the emperors in two different ways. The emperor will either be ruthless and narcissistic and controlling and greed and power, or he'll be a wussy king and let the empress ride all over it. The high priest. Oh, a little sex on the side won't hurt you. You know, look at that pretty little nun over there. All right, that the devil brings the high priest all sorts of things. All right. The lovers. You'll never have anyone. You'll never be married. Look at you. Nobody would want you. The chariot. You're never going to get that car. You're dreaming. Look at that debt you have. You'll never be in control in your life. You'll always be a codependent. You'll always be a victim. And so these are how the shadow sides work. Always coming through the devil. Always it's working your stuff, your dark side. You know, for in my life, it was my lack of self-esteem and my codependency. Those were my destroyers. So we'll get to those after you learn the right side, the light side first. Any other questions?
I have
Ren'ee?
one. Can you choose not to do the shadow side and just work with the light side of the cards?
No, I think that would be impractical because we're human. And that, you know, you're going to see, unless you've ascended, there will be shadows in your life. Mine, okay, after Amlan died was, oh my God, you're not going to be able to keep the house. All right, so that was the emperor, the devil coming to the emperor in me, my divine male saying, you're going to lose the house. You're not going to have any money. Oh my God, you're not going to be able to take care of yourself. You need to find another place to live. Oh my God, I lost it. And so it doesn't matter how much you have worked on yourself in your life. It doesn't matter how far you think you you've come or achieved or transformed. There will be shadows. And so you might as well just accept that. We have not ascended. Tanya, you had a question?
Yeah, I do. Well, and a comment too about the shadow side. I feel like just from the energy work and things that I work on, I feel like my shadow side is what has helped me grow into being,
Yeah.
if I didn't have the yin and the yang, then how would I grow or change? So I embrace the shadows too, which is, you know, from all of our past trauma and things like that. So it's interesting to hear the shadow side. But what my question is I am very new at this. So I'm going to ask something that maybe sounds silly, but help me understand what does major arcana mean and what does minor? Like, what is it that makes one major and one minor?
The major arcana were the first ones invented, and they deal strictly with the consciousness of mankind.
Okay.
All right. The minors rule the mundane life, your daily life, your work life, people around you. I'm trying to think of anything, how stable and secure you are, what kind of friends do you have? So they deal with the very minor, day-to-day mundane things. And so, like I said, the first 22 cards have been in existence for as long as anybody knows they've been in existence. However, the minors, the 1 through 10, the court cards, king, queens, knights, pages, and so on, have only come into existence in the mid-1800s. And that came predominantly from the West, because as Westerners, we just aren't happy with just a little bit. We always say there needs to be more. And so the minors kind of showed up that way. So that's the difference between them. The majors really deal with the archetype, the experiences, and the consequences and the transformation of mankind's humanity into a higher consciousness.
Okay.
Any other reading questions?
Renee, you said that with the lovers, if you have the 2 of cups, that's true love. Is there a way that soulmates show up versus like twin flames in the cards?
Usually lovers and 2 of cups, the sun, the star. So then you're getting into the conjunctions, which is the 4th month of the class. We kind of get into the conjunctions all along after you learn the Celtic spread. But yes, there's certain cards that get into the twin flames. For instance, the 6 of cups usually means someone from a past life is coming in. All right, it can also mean children. So when the lovers is with the 6 of cups, 2 of cups, star, sun, devil even, it can mean you've had a past life connection and he's going to be, this is the one. So you usually have to have all those other supporting cards. For instance, pregnancy. The Empress is pregnant, but only if you get the Ace of Cups, 3 of Cups, 6 of Cups, and some of the happier cards. You can also find death, physical death, in the reading. Usually death in itself just simply means a transformation. The old will go, something new is coming in. But a physical death, you usually get about 9 other cards, mostly all swords. Any other questions? Okay. All right. Well, you've got 7 cards to look at. And it's my suggestion that you only spend about 20 minutes a day this week looking and studying the cards. Remember, the cards are portals. And so I will be sending a written meditation, and I'll also be sending a recording that you can play as you are studying the cards. So I want you to literally go inside the card and introduce yourself to each of the archetypes. And so, ask them questions. Who are you? What's your name? What do you, I made that. What do you have to tell me? So, I'll be sending those probably tonight. So you'll have them tomorrow. Who's that behind you, Nicole? Is that Donnie? Hi, Donnie. How are you? So good to see you. Donnie is special. He's like a big special forces hot top.
Know if I'll go that far.
Yeah. So good to see you. I'm glad you're home.
Yeah, I'll be home for a couple more weeks, then I gotta head out again.
Okay. All right. Good. Well, I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all for sharing your time with me. Other than my learning how to use the mute button, Tanya, any constructive criticism or suggestion that you can tell me. Like I said, my knowledge on here is very, very limited. I know how to get you here and I know how to open you here, and that's about it. And so it doesn't really expand too much bigger. So, but anything you have to share with me, I receive it kindly and openly, and you don't have to be afraid of me. And that's one thing. We are in a safe space. So just know that you can ask me anything. No question is stupid. No question is naive or ignorant. Most of you have never even held a card before. So I'm glad that you are trusting me in this journey. And I will share with you everything that I know. And also, when this 4 months is over and I offer, because I only offer tarot once a year, you're welcome to join any review classes. And my goal is to get a YouTube class going. So all of you will be given that free. So always. So you all have a wonderful night. I will, check in with me, keep in touch with me, please, because I don't know what the hell you're doing over there. If you're studying, if you're lost, if you're listening, I have no idea. So like I said, don't make me hunt you down. I'm joking about that. I probably will have to be your mother and go get you and ask you questions, make sure you're doing all right. So one thing I loved about the tarot is that it will start teaching you about the cards. You'll start dreaming in tarot. You'll start thinking about tarot. You'll start the activities that you have in your day. You go, oh, this is the Mother card, or oh, okay, I'm doing the Chariot, or oh, okay, oh, that's that voice that she was talking about. So the tarot cards will actually start teaching you about themselves. So thank you all for being here, and I bless all of your abundance back to you in infinite measure and blessings and prosperity. I do love you, and I appreciate your presence in my life on here and in Facebook. So do please keep in touch, and you all have just a wonderful night. Thank you. Mwah.
Thanks, Renee.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Renee.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Okay, stop recording. All right.